Good Lord, no. No, I don't think what I do is art, nor do I think it is just paraphernalia. You gotta ask yourself, what the hell is art?
Glass blowing. It's been around for longer than Christianity. If you look, you'll see examples of it everywhere. Wine glasses, vases, Christmas ornaments, and decorations. But there's one more thing that you can blow with glass.
My name is Dennis Arthur. I've been blowing glass for 16 years. I blow glass, I make pipes, I make art. I make what anybody asks me to make.
I'm Aaron. I go by Mystery Glass. I've been blowing glass about 13 years.
My name is Carl Von Entris, and I make things out of glass.
How does glass blowing begin? Some glass blowers melt down already made glass into a molten state. They then gather the molten glass on a rod. From there, they take that glass and stretch it into line tubing. From here, anything can be made. Even with this much skill going into glass work, there's still a stigma attached to it.
That's total. They're all like, so you're a glass blower, what do you make? And then they're all like, or you're all like, oh, well, you know, I make pipes. And then they look at you and they're all like, You can just tell when somebody gives you that look, it's like, you know.
I really don't spend too much time with people that are outside of my culture, to be honest with you. Occasional insurance agent or something for my store, but really it's kind of irrelevant to me. I'm not really much of a social butterfly, so I kind of just stick to my own.
However, some glass blowers feel compelled to change the culture and believe that they can.
It depends how knowledgeable on modern counterculture and modern life some of the people are. Some people ask me what I make and what I do, and when I explain to them that I make a lot of pipes, some people, you can see it in their face. They just say, oh, what? Like, you know, I think a lot of people just don't understand how that stuff happens and how it comes from. But then once they see pictures of stuff, some of the stuff I do, see the jewelry and see those kind of things, it blows their mind. You know, it changes the way a lot of people think, and I think that's part of the point too in being a new glass blower in the new modern day things is to really change people's mind. And you are representative of the culture, and you're representative of everything. And you know, just some person who had a stigma about it or who thought funny about it, they could meet someone and it could really throw them off for everybody. They're going to judge everybody off that one person. So, you know, I see the stigma, but I try to take care of it and squash it out.
Some people, though, believe that paraphernalia is not art, no matter what form it takes.
I think it's just a way for people to get high. You know, people don't stand there, or at least I haven't seen anybody stand there and look at a bong or anything and admire it or something like that, or try to interpret what it is or you know, where it is. I mean, that's almost like saying, you know, taking a shot glass and looking at a shot glass that's sculpted differently is art too. So I just think, you know, a shot glass is for people to get drunk off of, and you know, even though they might put a date on it or a wedding date or something like that, it's just, you're going to use it to get drunk, just like you're going to use a bowl or a bong to get high. Whether it's pretty or not pretty, it's still going to be used to get high or drunk.
There are some factions that are so against glass-blowing bongs that they're looking to ban the sale of them.
A move to ban the sale of bongs across Florida. Today, House members endorsing the bill by a vote of 112 to 3. The bill's sponsor says outlawing the sale of the marijuana pipe sends a message about illegal drug use. But as Travell Island reports, some local shop owners say it will cut into their bread and butter.
Molly Davis says these smoking devices are colorful works of art. It's how she supports her family. But now her business, the Purple Ringer, could go up in smoke. On Wednesday, the Florida House of Representatives passed a bill banning the sale of bongs and pipes made of glass, metal, acrylic, or stone.
It's going to destroy my home and career and family, and both my husband and I are going to have to find new jobs, and we have 2 babies.
This isn't the first time this has happened. law enforcement agencies have gone after glassblowers in the past. Operation Pipe Dreams was an investigation in the United States in 2003. This operation targeted businesses and business owners selling drug paraphernalia. Actor and comedian Tommy Chong was one of the most well-known people who was charged with trafficking drug paraphernalia. 54 people were charged and were given fines and home arrest. Many others were affected by this crackdown on the glass community as well.
All I know is a lot of people got their lives turned over for no big reason. They were paying taxes and everything on their businesses just like everybody else does.
Yes, I was directly screwed over by it, as a matter of fact. I owned a store at the time and had a website at the time. I woke up one morning to find my website had been permanently closed by the DEA. And the day following that, they showed up to my store and told me that I was going to be charged with manufacturing and distributing paraphernalia. Each charge carried 5 years per pipe that was in my shop, and that if I didn't close my store, they were going to come in the following day and charge me.
Some glassblowers have found ways around the laws.
In the early days, we would never touch. In fact, up until just a couple of years ago, would never touch the paraphernalia question that we're dealing with right here, for the very simple reason that it's against the rules. So yeah, I guess you could call that a legal question. I wouldn't touch it. I heard about shops being closed down because they were knocking out the donuts that were looking an awful lot like things that you could use to smoke pad stuff. I found, maybe 10 years ago, a friend in the paraphernalia business who kept on telling me that, hey, you could knock out these things because you know how to make the machinery to make these things, and you've got the machinery to make these things, even though you're making other things. And I would say no. Up until about maybe 2 years ago, when we figured out that if I just made the sub-assemblies, like in every other business that I have supplied product for, I just make the sub-assemblies, they go out of my shop as vases.
We've heard all different kinds of things, but what do the artists actually think of themselves?
I consider myself an artisan, a highly skilled person within a particular medium, which in this case is glass. I spent all my life making things out of glass. You ask yourself, what is art? Well, oh gosh, that's a question that you could ask indefinitely. I'm not a Michelangelo. No. At the same time, though, I am not digging ditches, so I'm making things. I'm an artisan.
I really don't like to label myself as anything. I don't like to push myself into a box. I do make a lot of pipes, but I also make jewelry, marbles, lots of non-functional things, and if I classified myself as one thing, I feel like I'd be stuck to just making those. I just consider myself a glass blower at this point.
I would be just another glass blower making pipes, but I'd really like to have a name and be a little more professional, I'd say, than I am.
There's galleries now. People have gallery showings, and there's museums, and it's gonna blow the fuck up, and it's gonna be great. But we're just ahead of the curve.
In the end, despite all of this controversy,
For somebody not to call that art, you're just an idiot.
there's just one question you really need to ask yourself.
I mean, what the fuck is art?